What's going on, everyone? Shalon Winter here, aka Futures Sniper Beast. So today's video, I want to talk a little bit about and almost kind of rant a little bit about what I believe it takes to be a successful prop firm trader. All right, a lot of us are using prop firms, many of us, and I think it's a great thing. And actually, I think if you have under $40,000-$50,000, then you should use prop firms. And I'm making another video about that, and that's going to be prop firm versus live trading. You're not going to want to miss that. I'm going to break it down with numbers and math, and you're going to see why you should be using prop firms, why it makes sense, when it makes sense to go live, when it makes sense to use your own money. And I do believe, and I'm not saying if you don't have $40,000, $50,000 not to start a live funded personal account. I have one. You can start it small and build it. What I'm saying is to only trade a live account. I think you need to have a substantial amount of money in there where it's like, I have no use for a prop firm, right? Otherwise, prop firms, in my opinion, are the way to go. But how do you trade these prop firms? What kind of trader are you? Are you a blow and go, meaning you don't care if you blow accounts? You just want to get payouts? You just want to, let's say, you lose 3, 4, 5 funded accounts. You don't care because maybe your 7th, 8th, or 9th gets to pay out. Now you get $2,000, $3,000, whatever you get paid out. Well, just cover the cost on those that you blew, right? So are you that type? Or do you value taking your time? Do you value having 3, 4, 5 payouts on the same PA account? Do you value keeping that same account 2, 3, 4, 5 months? Which type of trader are you? You have to think about it. And that's what I'm going to explain in this video. Not only what type of trader I think we should be, but also why. Why should we do a certain way? Why should we trade these prop firms a certain way? And how to be successful with them, right? All the prop firms have a little bit of variation of rules. Ultimately, it shouldn't matter, in my opinion. I honestly could trade any prop firm. I could trade any prop firm, and I believe I could be successful no matter what prop firm it is. I personally have Apex accounts because I've always had Apex accounts. I've had zero reason to go anywhere else, and that's just what I use. So that's why. And I'm gonna make another video on prop firms as well, specifically different ones, rules, things like that. But this one is to really talk about what I believe it takes to be successful in a prop firm. So, and what I mean by, so think of it this way. There's a lot of traders that use prop firms as their personal casino. And I don't believe in that. And the reason why, I'll explain. I'll keep it simple. And what I mean by your personal casino is you look at accounts, PA accounts, or let's put it this way. You look at your overall P&L with a company, your profit and loss with a company, not by PA or account specific. So, if you have a 50K account, right? You lose $100, you win $100, you're looking at your P&L for that account, right? But there's a lot of people that don't. They don't care. They look at their P&L overall with the prop firm. I've spent $5,000 with this prop firm. I've withdrawn $10,000, so I'm up $5,000. That's how a lot of people look at it. I don't believe in that. Why? Because here's my opinion. I believe we should all be striving to have our own personal live funded account eventually. And whether it's small, large, whatever, I believe we should all work to build our own account. Why? There's many reasons why. First of all, it's your account, your money, 100% of it. You'll have a beneficiary. If something happens to you, you're driving down the road, you get hit, God forbid something happens to you, well, you'll have a beneficiary for that account. You don't lose it. That'll go to whoever you assign that to. That's your money. You'll have tax benefits. At least here in the States, you get a 60-40 tax treatment. And, it's your asset. It is your asset. If you have a portfolio of, let's say, retirement accounts, 401k, IRA, you have real estate, you have, commodities, gold, whatever it is, this is another asset of yours that you can actually have on a balance sheet, right? You go to get financing, funding from wherever, whatever you're doing in life, right? Like they're going to ask you, what assets do you have? Well, I've got a house, I've got a 401k, and I have this brokerage statement here with this amount of liquid assets, because guess what you can do? You can go withdraw 100% of that the next day or that day, depending on who your broker is, and have that money right away. That's liquid assets, right? So there's a lot of reasons why I believe we should work and strive to build that. Now, the hard part is that we have to be consistent traders. You're not going to go put $5,000, $1,000, 500, 10 grand, whatever into a brokerage account if you are not consistent and you're going to blow it out in 10 days, right? So this is my logic and this is my thinking. I have been taught from the very get-go, before, like when I first started learning how to trade in March of 2020, yes, I'm a COVID baby. When I started learning, I was taught the right way, in my opinion, is to first learn how to survive. Because if over 90% of traders fail, my number one goal is to do what? Not fail, not blow accounts, not lose all my money, all of that. So we have a learning phase, right? So if you haven't seen my video where I talk about the 3 phases I believe every single trader has to go through, go watch that. I'll link it right up here somewhere. You'll see it pop up. But if you haven't seen that, watch it, because we are going to have a learning phase, right? So that's where you should go through demo, go through sim, whatever. Learn. Don't be in a rush. This isn't something not a get rich quick. And that's the thing with these prop firms is we can leverage them and we can leverage accounts, do all that. The cost to entry is small, where we're learning that way. We're learning through them. We're learning through the prop firms. But in my opinion, we're building terrible, terrible, terrible habits. Terrible habits if you want to be consistent, because nobody is going to trade. Nobody is going to trade their live money the same way that probably 80% of these people that I see out here trading prop firms is trading, right? If $5,000, $2,000 into a live account is never going to survive with how I see the majority of people trading prop firms. It's just not going to happen. And I get it. They say, oh, I want to trade my live account that way. I'm just doing it because it's prop firms. Okay, but I played sports my whole life. I'm still heavily involved in sports right now. I love basketball. That's my thing, but I like all sports. If you can't tell, we got a nice little picture right here, a beautiful quote from the legend Kobe Bryant. Mamba mentality, a constant strive in trying to get better every single day at my craft. What we say, and especially in basketball, we call it muscle memory. What you practice, you are instilling habits in yourself. If I practice trading these prop firms, demo, whatever, a certain way, I'm going to build that habit, whether I like it or not. The subconscious mind is a very, very, very powerful thing, and you build habits. And if it's in the back of your head, I don't care what you say. If you say, I'm not going to trade a live account that way. If you've traded prop firms for any amount of time, months, years, however long, and then you say, let's try to trade let's start a live account. I'm gonna stick some money in there. I'm gonna trade it different. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I will copy trade this one. Or let's say you do try to trade it different. And then guess what? You get a little losing streak, because we all have a little losing streak. Whether that's 2 days, 3 days, 10 days, it doesn't matter. Everybody's trading strategy is different. But when you hit that little losing streak, guess what kicks in? Subconscious. Your muscle memory kicks in. Oh, how I recovered those PA accounts that one time is I did this, I did that, I did this, and it worked. I DCA'd. Well, I'm not saying not everybody breaks rules, but but I did this, I did that. And guess what? Boom, blown. Now it's not $100 PA. Now it's your $1,000 live account. And you can't reset those accounts. I don't know if you've checked that or not. The last time I checked, there's no reset button in NinjaTrader Brokerage, because that's who I use. I use NinjaTrader Brokerage for my live account. I started my live account I started with the minimum of $400. And then I'll throw in a little bit, throw in a little bit, throw in a little bit. Then it builds up, right? And you want it to build it up. That's what you want to do. But so I trade my PA accounts exactly like I would trade my live. And so that enables me to copy trade it. Okay? So these are the reasons why I believe it's extremely important to not use prop firms as your personal casino, even if you say, well, it's just because it's just a prop firm. If I had a live account or my live account, I'd do it different. That might work for a little bit, but man, I'm telling you, you're building terrible, terrible habits. We should all strive to be professionals in our trade. We shouldn't just try to do kinds of weird stuff. And we live in this microwave society where we want to show 10 grand profits every single day. These huge profits, 100 grand, every week, and all kinds of being a millionaire in 2 months. Man, stop that. If you do it, congrats. Great. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying. Another thing, in basketball, we talk about basically using the probabilities as well, right? In trading, we know we have to use the probabilities, put them in our favor. Nothing is ever certain. Nothing is ever certain, right? But if the probabilities are on your side, you have a better chance. So that's what we want to do. And let's real quick jump over to my screen, because I want to share a few things. I'm not just going to sit here and rant the whole time. I want to share a few things, because why do I speak of this? I want to tell, who am I to say this, right? So many of you that followed me, I've had my run with discipline and psychology struggle to stay consistent, right? As I said, I started March of 2020. I was trading a different style, different strategy that I'm doing right now. And that took me a few months to get it down. I personally don't think it's very, very hard to learn how to trade. Where we have to learn the hard part is how to lose, how to master this right here, these right here between your two ears, that brain of yours, that discipline, that psychology, all that. That's what we have to master. So obviously, it took me 3.5 years to really get that under control. And this is another video I'm making of knowing your why. You really have to know your why. Why do you want to trade? Why are you doing this? You have to have something greater than you, in my opinion, to be successful, to go through all those struggles, all those late nights, all that studying. And it will probably come down to a point where you're going to tell yourself one day, man, I want to quit. Is this worth it? And at that point, you have to have a why, right? Why am I doing this? So we have that phase, and that's what happened. I got to a point where I said, you know what? I can't let myself be the reason I let my family down. It's got to be something outside of me that I can't control for me to let my family down, because I told my family, I'm going to be a successful day trader. So I can't go back to them and say, hey, you know what? I quit. Why? Why'd you quit? Man, that's something I got to answer them. And you know what? It can't be, oh, because I couldn't control my discipline. What do you mean? What do you mean? Is that bad? Well, I understand because I had it bad that way, but I got it under control. So let's jump to my charts real quick. Or not my charts. I'm so used to saying that. Let's jump to my screen real quick. I want to show you a few things, okay, to show you why I have a little bit of standing ground to say what I'm saying to you. I'm not just preaching out of thin air, okay? So let's jump right into that. All right, so let's look at this. I want to show a chart of where I'm at right now, okay? And this is why I believe this is what we all need to strive for. This account, so if you haven't heard, I kind of mentioned this in my little backstory, and I'm not going to bore you with it, but real quick, what happened is I changed trading strategies. I knew I was going to have a learning curve ahead of me, and towards the end of 2023, okay, it was October actually, it's 1 year now, October of 2023, and I knew I was going to have a learning curve ahead of me. So I dropped down to 1 micro, and I traded from January up until April with 1 micro to get data. I forward tested and got data, and based on this new strategy that I'm trading, this strategy I'm trading, and with that data, now I know what my win rate is, how much I have to risk, how much profit targets I can usually get. I had a lot of data that I found off of trading with 1 micro for 3 months, and now I was ready to start over. I started over. And in May, I got some new accounts. I started with 4. It was actually whenever they had the 250K brand new sale that came out where you get the 250Ks, lifetime, blah, blah, blah. I got those. I still have those from the very first sale. That is this one, PA53. Okay, so I've blown accounts. That's fine. But look at the last time I've blown an account. Was back in actually January, February. February 12th is when the dates that I started doing this. Okay, so these accounts, I bought them mid-May. Right here, you can see. And this is why I want to show you. Look at this chart, okay? I'm not trying to brag or say that there's any specific way you need to trade. Would I have liked this chart to just like go up, 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 up? Sure. But it doesn't always have to happen that way. It doesn't have to happen that way. Everybody's a little bit different. And look, I want to show that I started in May. I've had some losing days, but look, it's pretty straightforward. And then I got boom, payout. Okay. And then see, I want to show this took 30 days from my first payout, 30 trading days. And then look how much shorter time. It's the key in this in prop firms. Here's your key. Remember this. You gotta have patience because the beginning is the hardest part. So what does everybody do? Everybody jumps in and, oh, I want to go. You'll see a lot of people where they have big days. And this is why people get caught flipping. They'll have big days where they make $700, $800, $1,000. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, bam, they're making 100, 200, 100, 200. Why did they go so large up front like that? Why do people do that? Why? They're in a rush. I just want to get to payout. I just want to get there. Pump the brakes. And I will say this too. If you're doing this because you need to get money, get paid right away because you're in a bad financial position, stop right now. You don't need to do this. Don't do that. Get yourself a job, drive for Uber, get yourself a part-time, whatever it is that you need to cover your living expenses. So that way you can do this without that stress of, I have to do it now. I have to get paid by this day or that day. Because if you have to do that, your emotions are going to be all crazy. Okay, so don't do that. I mean, I get it. Some people do that. I just would highly recommend not to do that. So you'll see people where they have those higher days. They're in a rush. don't rush. Slow down. Slow. Because if you can make $100 a day consistently, I've preached this. If you can make $100 a day consistently, you can make $1,000 a day. You can make 10 grand a day, because we know with futures, all it takes to make more money is not bigger trades, is not more trades. If you didn't know that, what you have to do to make money is to be consistent and click the button to add another contract. That is it. One click is all it takes to make more money. Not, I got to do more. I got to make more trades. I got to do this. No, it just takes one click of a button. And in this case, our case with Apex or even some other prop firms, or instead of just making that taking that one click, if you're not ready, guess what you can do? Get a new account, add another account. Now you're leveraging 2 accounts. So it's the same thing. With prop firms, you can leverage by either clicking the button and adding one more contract or adding one more account. There's 2 ways. 2 ways to leverage, to up your leverage. It's beautiful. You can't do this in a live account. So that's why I believe a live account, you need a specific dollar amount to make it worthwhile of not even worrying about prop firms. And like I said, in that video, I'm going to break it down. It's going to blow your mind. Okay. Be ready for that next week, or this coming week, I should say. So let's take a look. If you go slow, I trade some micros here, right? And I finally got to my payout here. Why am I good with that? First of all, like I said, I'm trading micros. I'm not worried, even on losing. Look at how many losing days I've had. Do you see 90% win rate? No, I average. Let's see, I have my numbers right here. I average 62.1. Round it to 62% is my win rate. Okay, that is my win rate. And I'm going to show you right here. Here, I got another little screenshot I'll show in just a second, okay? I'll show that. But look, let's look here. You take it slow, and I trade micros. I have my whole money management. If you haven't seen that, I got videos on that. So what I want to explain here is I'm not looking to increase contracts. I keep the same amount of contracts the entire time. Every single day here, I've kept the same amount of contracts. I never really went into drawdown because it doesn't even matter. Because if you have a plan, a sound money management plan, you could take a loss. You're not worried, because I knew my stats. That was me forward testing. I knew I only had a back-to-back losing day once and 3 losing days in a row, triple once. So if I know that, doesn't guarantee, right, in the future, but I can not, when I have, look right here, 3 losing days in a row. Was I worried? No, because I knew some winners are going to come. I'm not over leveraging. I'm not doing anything crazy, right? Just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then boom, payout. And then what I'm saying is that in the beginning, it's the hardest, because why? You have to get that balance up, right? And the other part to this is that when you take a payout, don't take your max. If you have a 50K account and you have 52,600 and you take $2,000 out, you're leaving yourself with a $600 buffer. You are more than likely going to blow that account. And then if you don't, it's going to take you longer to get back. If it took you 30 days to get to, like in this case, to get to $2,600, which this is not $2,600 because it's the $250, but for example, to get to $2,600, and you took out $2,000 and left yourself with $600, now you gotta make another $2,000. What makes you think in the next 10 days you're going to make another $2,000? I would assume it would take me another 30 days. So at that point, you're taking payouts every 30 days if you didn't blow your account because you got a nice little win streak. So if you take less, then in the next 10-day cycle or so, you could take another payout. Take less, take another payout. Take less. And see, I've gotten 4 payouts on this account. First one took 30 days. Actually, let me show you what this looks like. And how many accounts did I have? I had 4 accounts to start. Got a payout, added more accounts. Got a payout, added more accounts. Today, just before making this video here, I added 3 more PAs. So now I have a total of 19. But how many months is that? We got May, June, July, August, September, October. It took me 5 months to get up to 19 PA accounts. I didn't start with 19. I started with 4. And then I added another 3 or 4. And then I added another 3 or 4. I did it that way. I'm growing, I'm building up. And when I take payouts, I chunk a little bit to my live account. I put a little bit more to my live account. So it's steady growing. And I understand there's learning curves. There's different, everybody's in a different position. But I didn't start doing all this until I overcame this. I overcame my discipline. I overcame my psychology, my subconscious, my habits. I overcame all that, and then I gradually went up. Think about it. If this takes you 3, 4, 5 years to get where you want to get, or even longer, you have to ask yourself, what else is there out there that I can accomplish the same thing in the same amount of time or less? So I look at this and say, this is great, but or if you say, oh, it's going to take a long time, but compared to what? Where else are you going to go out there and be able to make the type of money you're capable of making in the same amount of time? If there's something else, go for it. If not, have patience. So I want to show this. These are those accounts, okay? Payout number 1 on these 3 took exactly 30 days. Payout number 2, wow, it took me 10 days between the two. 10 to 16. Okay. Why is that? Because the first payout I did take out 2,000. Okay. That was my first payout there on that one. But then it took me, it's because these are $250,000 accounts. So the 50,000 is one I referred to that would leave you with 600 drawdown. So these 5,100s where you got to be at minus 2,000, I still had $3,100 of drawdown available. So was I worried about blowing this account? No, because I have a lot. For me, that's a lot of drawdown available because I'm trading micros. If I was trading 1 mini or more, yeah, probably that'd be not a lot, but I'm trading micros. So that's key. Okay. So that's why I did that on these. So then a couple weeks later, look at that, $1,000. So imagine this. Let's say your balance was at 5,100. You took out $2,000. Okay. Now you know it's got to be at 5,100 again, right? And then you only take out 1,000. Oops. Now you only take out 1,000. So you have 4,100. How long does it take you to make $1,000? If you're making $200 a day, that's not, we know we have to trade 10 trading days, right? Or, depending on what prop firm you're trading, at least a few trading days. So some people might even be able to make $1,000 in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But by the time you make that $1,000 up, I mean, you're able to take another payout. So that's what I did. $1,000 here. Okay. And then here was another set of accounts. Because remember, I told you I added accounts. Another set of accounts. And the rest of my other ones are not at payout yet. But they're getting close because it's been around 30 days. First payouts, 30, 32 days. Coincidence? No. Strategy. And then here we go. These accounts at payout again. But look, only $1,000. So it went from 46 to 56, 10 trading days. 40 to 50, 10 trading days. Why? Because I only took $1,000 out. So at this point, I met the amount that I needed well before the days, right? So I had to wait. I kept trading because I, with the plan and my money management, I could take losses in between there and not have to worry because I'm not going to lose a lot because I'm trading micros. So what happens is 10 days later, boom, payout. And then here we go again. This is number 58. So where's the last 58? right here was 30 days. 12 days later, boom, payout, $1,000. And then these are 50 trading days, count 53, another 10 trading days, right? So every 10 trading days, I'm taking $1,000 out now. And that's why, like I want to really explain that the reason I am able to do this is because I'm trading micros. I'm taking my time, not over leveraging. And I personally only take one trade a day. Win or loss, I'm done. That's it. So that's what I really want to stress, and how I believe you are successful with these prop firms. And guess what I've been doing since, I want to say since August. Actually, it may have been September, about the end of August. It was about this time when I got these payouts. I decided to start trading my live account again. I had a little bit of money from back when I tried to trade it before, and I wasn't here yet. So I stopped trading it. So then I started adding some more money. And guess what I was able to do? Copy trade my live account, my own personal live account, with all these at the same time. Why? Because I traded exactly the same. I can't stress that. So what have I done in this time frame in my live account? I literally doubled it in like 2 months. Double. Granted, it wasn't a big account to start with. It's a couple $1,000, but I've doubled it. Right? So then I get more payouts. Add a little bit more into it. Add a little bit more. Keep copying. It's just going to grow. So, you know, that's why I believe it's so important, and why you need to trade a prop firm this way. And not to mention, I guarantee, and why I say I could trade any prop firm. It doesn't matter the rules, who it is, or what. I can trade any prop firm. And prop firms are going to want you. You see a lot of people complaining about this or that, or I got denied, or this, or they're asking for this, or blah, 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 blah. You trade this way and you're consistent. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying you have to take losses, but I've never once increased my contract sizing. If they go up and pull up any one of these days, if they pull up this day or this day way over here, guess what they're going to see? The same exact contract size. Why? Because I want a certain amount of buffer before I even think about increasing my contract size. So how do I add leverage? If I don't click that button to add another contract, I've been adding accounts. And there will be a day that I click that tiny little button that adds a contract and gives me more money. Okay? It's just not yet. That simple. So that's what I meant in the beginning, that this is a little bit of a rant. I don't really have an agenda. This video is not being edited. I'm just going all off the top of my head right now, just kind of speaking what I think, what I feel, what I think is important to be successful at trading these prop firms. Like, it drives me crazy, because I have my Facebook page where it's almost 20,000 people in the group now. And so many people I see complain. The people doing great and getting payouts, there's a lot of them, right? But they're not typically not the ones posting. They're not sitting there saying, oh, it's great, 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 great. The people you see, and I'm not trying to really complain, because I want to help everybody, as many people as I can, but the people you really see doing the most posting and complaining are the people trying to use these prop firms as their casinos. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So this is the other screenshot I wanted to show. I have a spreadsheet. I track all of my own trades, my overall trades, my monthly trades. It's really nice. I'll eventually get to where I can share that spreadsheet and make a video about it. Give it all to you all for free. It's a nice spreadsheet, but this is since these accounts have been in existence since May. I've taken 19 grand out of total. And see, this is why $100 a day is so important and being consistent, because then you add in multiple accounts and then you can look at these. Then that's when the numbers get sexy. But $100 a day isn't sexy to people. So it's $100 a day. But as I said before, if you can consistently make $100 a day, you can make 1,000, 10,000, even 100,000 at some point, as long as you could be consistent. Okay, so total, I've taken 66 trades, 62% win rate, a profit factor of a little over 2. Just these numbers means I'm profitable. Okay, I've had 41 wins, 25 losses. I lose, and I'm okay with it, but I lose half as much as I make, typically. I mean, that's important. So I've taken 19 grand out, total sitting on about 75 grand, made almost 100 grand since the middle of May. Okay? That is the snail pace, the slow race. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, patience. You don't have to do that in 1 month. You don't have to do that in 10 days. You don't have to do that day one. Play the slow and steady game. I listened to a lot of people, influential people. I listen to a lot of quotes. I read a lot of books. I love all that. I love digesting information, right? And one person, I'm sure a lot of you know, his name is Grant Cardone. He said a quote. He said something that I loved. And he says, I don't want to get rich quick. I want to get rich for sure. Hey, I don't want to get rich quick. I want to get rich for sure. There's typically the slow and steady way is the way. Don't get caught up in the microwave society. We wouldn't now. Don't get caught up in the TikTok mentality. Now, me. Look at me. All right? Focus on you. Get rid of the noise and take it slow. Don't worry about being impressed or not impressed, of being able to. There's so many times I see people post these big P&Ls on Facebook. And I say, and that used to impress me when I first got started trading. So I understand. I say, ooh, look at that. Look at the possibilities. That does not impress me one bit anymore. When I still see these P&Ls of, oh, I made 5 grand today, I made 10 grand. I'm like, a monkey can do that. Mark Douglas said it before. A monkey can click a button and accidentally make a bunch of money if the market goes that way. Show me you doing that for 30 days consistently. 50 days, 60 days, 90 days consistently. Show me 6 months of doing that. Then I'll be impressed. So the person making $100 a day with good money management for 6 months impresses me way more than the person with one screenshot of 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand all day. Because I know they're going to be in the game for the long run. When the other person, they're a flash in the pan, they'll be gone quick. So that's my rant. This, like I said, was a video of what I believe it takes to be successful trading prop firms. All right, so make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel. I've got a lineup of videos popping out this week. It's coming. And if you feel like anything that I say, just me coming out of the knowledge that I have over these last 4.5 years, however long it's been since March of 2020, I'm trying to regurgitate that to everybody, for anybody that's more successful than me. Hey, I'm there to listen to you. For anybody that hasn't been where I am yet, I might just have a golden nugget or two for you. So if you feel like that you're getting any kind of value from anything I say, please stick around, hit that like button, subscribe, and I've got a lot more of this coming out. And like I said, my focus, my goal is to hit on this right here for everybody, because I believe that's why 90% of us or more fail. So hope you all have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And as always, trade well, everybody.